Greetings, geeks and gamers, and it's Vorlani here with a Minecraft mod review of the Peaceful Pack. The Peaceful Pack, as far as I can remember, dates back to at least 1.6 beta, back in like 2010. The original creator was a guy named Hogavore, at least on the Minecraft forums. That's his name. I never caught his real name. And he had done that and quite a few other mods, which I did enjoy at the time. Nowadays, actually, the Peaceful Pack has been updated and maintained by Whoopi29 on the Minecraft forums. And I'm not going to cover here how to modify your jar so you can get the stuff here. Actually, I'm going to put a link in the description. Whoopi29 actually has a video already on that, which you could find on his website. And again, I'll put the link below. So let's go in and take a look. Okay, now that we're back in the world, let's cover what the Peaceful Pack actually is. Now, as the name implies, the Peaceful Pack allows you to get mob drops while in Peaceful. Pretty straightforward. Now, the mod originates back in the beta days of Minecraft and was originally created by Hogavore. As far as I know now, he has left the scene, and his mods have been, in some shape or form, been picked up by various people, as far as I know. This particular one was picked up by Whoopi29 on the Minecraft forums, and he has actually updated it to allow us to get the drops and stuff from some of the newer mobs post 1.0. But we're going to cover pretty much everything as best as we can, so let's get started. Okay, what you see in front of you was pretty much what the original Peaceful Pack by Hogavore covered. And over here to the left, you'll have fossils, you'll have sulfur, niter, flaxseed, and flax fiber, and the slime pools. And what you see over there to the right, just ignore that for now. Okay, so all this stuff here, the fossils, niter, and sulfur, obviously are found below ground in cave systems. From what I've tested with, typically you'll find these below 64 in a cave system. The Y64, I should say. There are three variety of textures for the fossils. No particular one gives you anything. They all give you bone, which we all need for bone meal. So that's pretty straightforward. Excuse me, sir. Okay. Now, this gem here, it's not really a gem. It's actually called Sulfur. And Sulfur was put into the game to actually... excuse me. Really? No, like, seriously. Okay. So with that, sulfur actually allows you to, it was not a replacement, but it was an addition to coal, because back in the beta, coal was rare. Okay, not as rare as probably some people will say in alpha. Alpha, forget it. It was like as rare as diamond or something. But this actually allowed you a new way to produce torches and stuff. Excuse me, I have to go deal with something. And now that I have my lunch for later, let's continue. So back to the sulfur. Again, sulfur was actually designed in addition to coal as another resource to use coal or use sulfur as a coal-like recipe. And what I mean by that, we'll check the recipes out here. Niter was also added as a way to supplement bone meal. And I'm going to cover that now. Okay, when you mine the sulfur, which is the yellow one, you'll get, usually I believe it's one sulfur crystal. And just like coal, you can combine it with a stick to get 4 torches. When you have the niter crystal with the sulfur and actual coal, I do not believe it works with charcoal, so it has to actually be coal. You'll actually get gunpowder. And this is pretty much how gunpowder is made in the real world, more or less. So that makes sense. And bone meal plus the niter will actually give you 2 bone meal. So it actually supplements your bone meal supply. And some people may not like the changes coming in 1.5, which is the redstone update. This will actually be very beneficial for that. And for those of you who know, you know. Okay. Again, you can mine them with just about everything. I tried it earlier with wood through diamond, and the rate of your mining is pretty much based on what pickaxe you're using. I am so tired. Okay, next up, the flax. The flax plant is found in the overworld in just about everywhere. In the original pack, and when I say the original, I'm talking about the Haga Wars, the beta days. Flax was rare. It was as rare as pumpkin, if I remember correctly. So it actually had you go out to explore, which was actually a cool thing of Minecraft at the time. Not to say that it's not now, but back then I found it more interesting. So you had to really go hunt for this stuff. Now it's very abundant. You can see it there in the background. You'll find it in extreme hills. I believe you'll find it in forests, plains. There's quite a few places. I don't recall seeing it in the snow biomes. Obviously, you won't find it in the desert. But pretty much anywhere you can find grass is where you're going to find that. This, in fact, can only be planted on grass. It cannot be planted on dirt. So something to consider if you want to try a survival type mod pack thing. But anyway, you could use anything to mine that, and you'll get one of two things usually. You get the flax seed, so you can actually replant it, and you'll also get the flax fiber. And let's look at the recipes. 2 flax fiber will give you 2 string. 1 flax fiber can be converted into flax seed. You'll get 3 of those. 2 string will give you a new item called cloth. Cloth is actually can be used to make leather armor. So if you have a full set of 24 cloth, you'll be able to get a full set of leather armor. And then 2 cloth side by side will give you a single block of wool. Now, this actually is beneficial because you could use this to get your armor. Now again, even though this is the peaceful pack, you do not have to use it on peaceful. In fact, Lord Fat Kid and I are actually debating about a certain type of map to use with the peaceful pack to use it and supplement something else. So more on that later. So again, you could actually use because of this, you could actually use your leather, which is I think a little more rare in the release version of Minecraft than it was in beta. Probably because of the persistent mobs. But you could use that for your books, your item frames and stuff like that. Some of the newer recipes that require leather. Okay, over here. Over here we have the slime pool, which it replaces but you can get your slime balls instead of from the cubes, you get it from slime pools. Now just about anywhere a slime would spawn, and most of us know it's only in certain chunks, you'll be able to find slime pools. And I believe you'll find about 9 or so in a pool. This is just a little 2x2 that I put together. One of the cool things about this that's been added by Whoopi is this actually gives off light now, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see. That's a nice round number. Nah, you can't really make it out, but it does give off light. So let's go back to daytime. Okay, and you can actually craft this. So once you could use anything on this. This I found out that you might as well punch it and not waste your tools. Tools have no effect on the rate of mining for this. If I vaguely remember back in the beta days, you were only able to use shovels, which kind of made sense. But now, as far as the 1.4.7 version, you can use anything. But to craft it, all you need are 4 slime balls. And it gives you black. Apparently that's the name, but it's actually known as goo or slime pools. But in the language pack, it's black. I mean, if you jump in it, it's black. Speaking of which, like soul sand, it slows you down. But one of the cool features I thought that Whoopi actually added was it actually somewhat inhibits you to jump. Which this might be good for, I guess, a spider defense. I'm not sure how that totally works. But that I found to be interesting and new. Okay. Now, these items here have been in the Peaceful Pack since beta. The next items I'm going to show you is a lot of the stuff that Whoopi has actually added over for a lot of the newer stuff, and we'll cover all that. One of the things is chain material, or as I call them, chain links. And this recipe was put in so you can actually get the chainmail armor. And as you can see, it's crafted from the item bars, the iron bars. There we go, not item, iron bars. So when you take 9 iron bars, it'll give you 6 chain material. And with a full set of chain material, you can get the full set of chain armor. That's pretty good. Granted, most people would say, why do I need armor in Peaceful Pack? The Peaceful Pack is actually a lot more than peaceful nowadays, if you ask me. It has a lot of uses, and some people might even call it cheating. But it has a lot of uses in the new versions of Minecraft. And now, spider eyes. Spider eyes are pretty straightforward. You actually get those from spider webs. It's a chance. I don't know the math behind it. But as you break those, and I believe it's either with, just like you would any other cobweb, so it's like swords, and, well, if you use shears with, you probably get it too, but if you have that one enchantment, it eludes me, I'll probably put it in a annotation, you won't get the spider eye. Now in this little cobble shack I've put together is rotten flesh. Now, rotten flesh, as disgusting as it sounds, you get the rotten plants, I should say, actually give you rotten seeds and rotten flesh. And they didn't grow here yet, but they only grow on stone. They will not, you can't plant them on cobble or any of the brick varieties. And once they're fully grown, there's only 2 stages. This one here is freshly planted. And then somewhere in the center here, you'll get something that looks like the rotten flesh. So when you could punch it, it doesn't matter. It's like any other plant. You'll end up getting 1 or 2 seeds and maybe 1 or 2 or so rotten flesh. These you'll only find in cave systems. They generate fairly frequently. I'd say it's more uncommon than anything. But when you do find them, they tend to be abundant. There's like maybe 5 or 6 in a section or area. So that's that. Now, when you go to the Nether, things get a little hairy. And for some reason, I could not get this to grow in the overworld, so I actually had to make it myself. This is a blaze tree. Blaze trees are pretty much as rare as fortresses, I believe, because while playing some time ago in the Nether, it took me a long time to find one. So when you find one, you want to hope you get a sapling. This is the only way to get blaze rods. Now the logs themselves is a way to replenish your wood in the Nether, but the logs themselves, the gem behind them is the fact that they're actually a better fuel source than coal. It's still less than a bucket of lava, but it's a little bit more efficient. I don't have the numbers offhand. The leaves themselves actually give off light. So if you use the shears with the shears, you should be able to get the leaves, and in which case you could actually use it as a nice light source. Maybe. I'm sure that will work in some designs. And that's the sapling once planted. I don't know why I couldn't get this one to... I kind of left the game running for a while and it never grew. I don't know if it's because that was there. But I remember in other versions of Whoopi's mod, I planted it and it worked. And bone meal does not work on this. I don't know if that's a 1.47 thing, but I don't remember ever using bone meal for that. Here we have a new ore for the Nether. This is the ghast ore, which allows you to get ghast tears. This is fairly uncommon. It's not hard to find, but it's uncommon in the Nether. And you can use any regular pickaxe to get it. The mining speeds are corresponding to the tool you use. And when you get that, you'll actually get the block itself. There we go. Now, in order to get the tears, you need to go to your crafting table, and of course I don't have enough. Once again, underprepared. Oh yeah. Game mode. Let's get some more of this ore. 64 is nice. Oh wait, we need one more thing, which is the other part of the recipe. We're going to need a bucket of lava. So what you'll do is you'll put the ore in a circle like that with the bucket in the middle, and you'll get 4 gas tier every time. So you can use that for your potions and everything else. And then of course, I think the last but not least is the ender pearl. Now the ender pearl is actually found in this little thing, and that is actually an ender clam. And the ender clam is only found underwater. Most common, I don't want to say it's common, but you have better chances of finding it in an ocean biome than most other bodies of water. You can find it in a river or even a swamp. Swamp might be slightly better chance, but I have found 1, maybe 2 in a river area at one point. But for this, I would recommend, if you're going in the ocean biome, go at night. These actually give off a fairly decent light level, and you can easily spot them from a boat only at night. They'll always be exposed in some shape or form. Typically the top, there's nothing blocking it, so you will be able to see these. If you do find some early on in the game, just about any pickaxe will do, I think. I would probably recommend, if you find them in the ocean biome, because that could be very deep, I would probably recommend that you enchant some of your helmets and try to get the respiration or the aqua affinity, so you can actually mine these out pretty quick. If you can't do that yet and you really need one and you can't find one in more or less shallow water, then I would suggest moving your boat more or less right above it. Have your diamond pickaxe at the very least ready. Go down, mine it, come right back up, whether you have it or not, because sometimes the pearl bounces out and you don't pick it up. Go up, get a nice fresh air, and come back down and grab it and rinse and repeat. But yeah, so again, those are found mostly in ocean biomes easily enough. Okay, so that pretty much sums up the Peaceful Pack by Whoopi29. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and if anything, if you always like, please like, and if you want, subscribe. Down the line, I plan to have a lot more videos, both Minecraft and non-Minecraft down the line. Just video games and stuff like that. But if there's anything, you always, leave a comment if you have any suggestions. And thanks for watching. Take care.